Welcome. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. This video is about US30, and if you trade futures, forwards also, but it's mainly about US30 for futures traders, and just revealing some tips and major things I actually noticed about US30, and just sharing overall what made me profitable. So I basically trade supply and demand. The two setups I trade within supply and demand are I trade fair value gaps / imbalance gaps, if you ever heard of that, and I also trade order blocks. I only trade those setups. I don't trade anything else, and it all starts with two things. What allows me to find those setups are, I'll first start with the technical analysis and the fundamentals. So the technicals are on the US30 chart. I don't really use, I use the 4-hour, but here's how I actually find my setup. So if you notice on the 4-hour, we were bearish. If you look at the previous trend, obviously, because we had lower highs, lower lows. So we had highs. Oh shit, sorry. Let me write that again. So we had a high here, right? You had another lower high, higher high. We had all these highs, and we had lows, making lower highs, lower highs, lower lows. And yeah, so that was the bearish trend, and this is on the 4-hour chart. And this is another reason why I like the 4-hour chart, because you can see a clean view of price action. So once I established that we were bearish, right, because of all these lower highs and lower lows right here, here's basically what I did, and it's called BOS. It stands for break of structure. So if you notice here, if you get the tool, your highlighter, whatever tool you use, just put red, right? And if you get this tool, and I actually started drawing the trend with this tool when I first started, because it helps when you're a beginner. I'm not a beginner, but I'm just doing it to show you an example to make this really easy. So yeah, we had the trend here, and it was bearish, right? It was bearish, and the reason I got into this trade, what you saw over here on the right, was because we were bearish, and then we had what's called a break of structure. So we had price go from bearish, we had the red, and then from the red we turn, from the red, I'm just trying to get the thing. All right, yeah, from the red we turned green, and that green broke and took out the previous highs here, which were over here. I'll point out those previous highs were broken. We had two highs. We had one here, and we had one here, right? And so, because these two highs were broken, that disrupted this trend. And so from a bearish trend, we now turn from a bullish trend. And that's basically how you can see the obvious demand too when we turn on the volume chart as well. Because if we turn on the volume chart, you can see here, if we take the arrow and we look at the volume bars, we had volume here. This is on the 4-hour, so this is crucial and this is relevant because the 4-hour time frame is a major time frame. And so we had blue volume, which stands for bullish in this case, exceed and increase, showing you that the demand has increased on US30 right there at that point. So if we turn the price action back on, that's pretty much why I actually got into that trade. I saw that the trend was bearish, and then that there was demand, and then the reason that there was demand, because price from here, I'll point the arrow at it, price right here disrupted this previous trend by breaking right here where the arrow is pointed to. This disrupted this high right here, this previous high that I'm circling now in green. It broke structure. It took out this high, right? And then price came back down and filled in this imbalance gap / fair value gap / demand zone, right, before taking off again, this is my active trade I have right now, and I'm gonna put it's in the Discord. So how I basically operate with the fundamentals are, not the fundamentals, technicals are, I identify my trend, and when I see a disruption of that trend, that's usually caused by a new demand or new supply. In this case, we have US dollar news. If you actually taking a look at the economic calendar, and because of that US dollar news, we have all day until like 2 p.m. That's causing fluctuation of prices, and that's causing the market to move. Because when there's no news for the week, the market's not volatile, and US30 won't move, and you won't find as much setups. So the key to finding a lot of setups with US30, guys, is to actually go on Forex Factory. I have labeled the money calendar, and what you're going to do is you're going to want to go ahead and, let's say today I'm focused on trading two things, two currencies, US dollar currency, and I'm paying attention to the US dollar currency and Australian currency. The US dollar currency, let me turn my fan on. The US dollar currency moves all day until 2:30 p.m. and the Australia currency moves at 8:30. So that's during Asian session. So I can actually trade that at Asian session at around 5, 6, 7, 8. If I find the setups before the news comes out. So if you guys need to find setups and you guys are trading US30, simply go on the Forex Factory chart and label and filter all the news to show orange and red, showing you, and that orange and red represents the momentum of volatility. So when you see all this red, that means that there is high volatile news events that's causing the market to fluctuate, and specifically the US dollar is going to fluctuate, which is going to make US30 move, because US30 has what? It's in the US. It's US dollar. It has US dollar currency in it. It's sorry, my brain's just fried. It's basically, it's going to be, what I'm trying to say, it's going to be moving because the US dollar is moving and the economy is moving. So that's going to cause the stocks to move, right? Because it's related. So that adds simply demand. The news just simply moves the market, and when there's news, the market will move, and your job is to get in on those retracements. And so which I did right here on that trade. The market went up, causing new demand, taking out those highs I showed you in the beginning of the video, earlier in the video. And then after that news caused the market to take out those highs, I waited for the market to come back down and then entered when it came back down to cheaper prices, and then I'm still in the trade right now. And so yeah, basically that's a little mini tutorial that's no-brainer. I'm pretty sure you guys knew most of it, but I just wanted to share some simple concepts for anyone that's just trying to find a basic grasp on trading US30. And I hope you guys found value out of this video. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. Peace.